Hello, welcome, Toffee TV, live at 5, here on YouTube, Patreon, to the world.
To the world?
To the world, Baz.
Oh,
Ahead
over.
of the 7:30 kickoff at Elland Road, Leeds United.
Tough game.
We've won once there against Leeds United in, what, since 1959? Is
51.
That, 51 is it? 51.
Yeah.
And we were both there.
70
We were
years.
both
We
there.
were
Wayne
both there.
Rooney
This was amazing.
come off the bench, taking Thomas Radinsky's place. Come on. And he basically just sat down the Leeds defence.
He did.
Whacked it in.
Lucas
Done the jump.
Radaby.
Oh, I found the ticket the other day. Found the ticket for it.
Sunday, wasn't it?
Was a Sunday afternoon. I found the ticket the other day for it. And
It was mad there, yeah. We
what
parked,
memories.
Parked not that far from the ground and then walked in. Glad to get out without a kicking.
Yeah.
But
Did you go the year after when he scored
I didn't
again?
go to the... No, I was supposed to go and I was playing. I couldn't go.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
went.
Thursday night,
We
wasn't it?
drew
Or a
1-1.
Tuesday night.
Him and Milner scored.
Yeah, Rooney
Milner
scored
scored for
me out
Leeds.
of the
Yeah,
box, didn't he?
it was a better goal. I think he just smashed it into
First
the corner.
time, yeah. Out to the box. No, it wasn't a better goal. It was a
Okay,
good goal,
no.
but it wasn't a better.
In the spirit of the game and everything, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, we drew 1-1.
Yeah.
They got relegated that season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Um,
Didn't Milner become the youngest scorer that night?
I don't know if he'd already become the youngest scorer,
Already.
but he was, yeah.
He
But
did score. Oh, yeah.
it's like the youngest two, wasn't it? I think
Yeah.
it's probably the youngest two ever, that. But it was an incredible game, but it wasn't an incredible game. It was an incredible feat for those to score the goals, but
But it hasn't been a happy hunting ground, has it?
it hasn't, no. Remember the 2-2?
Yeah. Kinselskis.
Barnby scored.
I know
It was like
Kinselskis.
99. I'm sure it was like 99. Barnby scored, I think.
Oh, I thought you meant the 96 one when Andre scored. It was on live on a Sunday. And
Oh, it might have been that.
Tyson fought Bruno the night before.
You know.
And Andre scored. I don't know whether he got two. He definitely scored one. We drew 2-2. And we battered them in
You
that
did.
game. We were really good. But there hasn't been too many. We had a 0-0 there, didn't we, with Thomas Meyer's debut.
I was at that.
We went to
I was
that
at
one,
that.
didn't you? That was
We
a-
bought Thomas Mara that week, and we were on a horrendous run.
We were terrible.
And yeah, when we got there,
Nev told me how that, because he'd been in goal. He
Yeah.
bought Myra for 800 grand, didn't he? And he said Howard asked him to come up to his room. He said he went up, and Howard opened the door with just a dressing gown on, nothing else. Like, not
it's
even
never a
fat.
good sign, is it?
And he said he was dead thingy with him. He said he didn't know how to tell him. Like, he wasn't. Nev was like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
And he just said, "I'm going with Myra today." And he was like, "Fine, that's your decision."
Yeah.
He said I wasn't happy because I felt as though it wasn't really my fault, but he went with Myra, and we got a 0-0 out of it, didn't we? And
And a new Messiah was
clever.
born in Thomas Mara.
for a bit. Another Norwegian.
Another Norwegian.
For a bit. But yeah, no, it hasn't been great, Leeds. Let's be honest about it. It hasn't been great. We won there in the FA Cup in '84, which was good. '85, sorry.
Sheedy with the free
Sheedy
kick there at the
Friday
bar.
night at the bar, and
He
was
got the
in.
knockdown.
Come back to him.
Luckily, someone
Put
else
it in.
touched it.
And then Graham Sharp penalty. We won 2-0 there. We got beat 2-0 in the League Cup there. Or
Yeah,
2-1.
that was the last time we
2-1
played, wasn't it?
distance. Scored late on, didn't he?
Francesco Jr.
Him and
Francesco
Fellaini in the
Jr.
middle. And Fellaini realised that he liked playing up front better than playing in midfield and just
Because he
couldn't be arsed.
didn't have to
Because he didn't have to run. And they beat us 2-1.
Yeah. Oh well.
But it's not been a happy hunting ground. But
Let's see what
Tonight
happens.
at
We've been
the-
all right. We've been all right away from
We're
home.
good away.
Won our last three. It's mad that we've won our last three games. And the first of that was Leicester, which just seems so long ago.
remember when we had midfield, Allen in it? That was when it was, wasn't it? I know it is weird, isn't it? Because obviously our home forms normally are like staple. We're normally really good at home, and we've been poor at home, haven't we?
Yeah.
This season, really.
Yeah, of course.
But being very good away, we're normally terrible away.
Yeah,
So
which shows that
it'll
football
be
just
your,
isn't real.
No, well, and that might help Everton
Yeah.
tonight. Going to Elland Road when there's 40,000 Leeds fans packed in, screaming, is a difficult place to go. It'll be difficult anyway because they're a good side, but it'll be easier because the crowd aren't there. And obviously having like Holgate and Godfrey possibly back in the team will give us that bit of steel. Benjamin Fairclough, number one again. Number one
Fair
again.
play to him.
He's gone for
Patron,
he's gone-
of course.
Patron's Benjamin Fairclough. He's gone 2-0 to Everton.
Fair enough.
Jay Munsey said snap. Adam Conroy said definitely the win tonight, even though King can't play, be singing. Okay, that's not comments on that. James Shorting says up the Blues. Gary Ward says howdy. James also says he's king in the squad. Well, he's eligible. Whether he's Everton are picking him, I don't know, but he's eligible. Gary Ward says, howdy. Phil says, come on, you Blues. I hate Leeds. All right, Phil. You're on a bit Route 1 there. And Josh Oldfield says, who doesn't? Although we need a little bit of that Rooney magic if we're going to win tonight. Josh Oldfield says, evening lads, can't wait till the team news out. Ethan says, have you ever thought about doing a live watch along? Be good to see. We done it last year, Ethan, at the end of the season, and I hated every one of them. In fact, yeah, I did. Tomo says, up the Toffees, big performance from the boys needed tonight. James Shorting says, one day I'll beat Benjamin to it. Paul Cattle says, afternoon lads and fellow Blues. Up the Toffees. Leave that little bit out, Paul. Andy Walker says, hi all, is Gabaman training, is Gabaman back, is Gabaman fit, is Gabaman on its holidays, is Gabaman invisible? There you go, all sorted now, no need to ask any more Gabaman questions. Okay, and Paul Cattle said, who's Gabaman? And Jay Munty said, who's this, a new signing? Stuart Thompson says, how are two people already in the comments? My God, my phone was in my hand. I expect more availability to be first. Jay Muncy says, oh, hi, Leeds getting beat 2-0 tonight. Hope so. Gareth Hughes says, got an early dart from work to watch the game. I'm not confident, which is a great sign. When I am confident, West Ham, Newcastle, we lost. Not confident, Chelsea, Wolves, Leicester, and we got to win. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. How do you feel about it?
Say that again.
Are you confident for the game or not?
Not really, no. But I'm never confident for games, ever, honestly, because I think the more confident you are for games, the more you look stupid. Like, I'll be honest, I wasn't confident for Saturday against Newcastle.
I was until about 12:35, when I seen the way we started, and I thought, we don't.
I'm never confident for games because I don't know what to expect from an Everton team, even though, like, I'm not saying we're on a, we've been on a good run, but I'm never confident because you just never know with this Everton team. It's one of those things, we're still a very up and down side in our performances. So you don't know, do you?
And we're not exactly convincing, are we?
No, we're never convincing. We never beat anyone by a good score, really. So I'm never confident. I just think whatever happens, happens now. Because I don't feel like it's real. I have to reaffirm this.
Josh Nakin says, evening lads, lucky I'm not on Broadway tonight and can watch the game. Do you think Delph will play at all now he's back fit, or should we just forget about him?
I was wondering what he was talking about then, but
I
remember
the life. Delph will be on I guess Delph will be on the bench, won't he?
Yeah,
because there'll be places, won't there, now on the bench? And we won't, unless we take Harry Tyler, we're not going to be able to have that two goalkeeper thing.
It's going to be Virginia on the bench.
We only named 8 subs at the weekend, didn't we? I think Onyango will be on the bench tonight. I know he played on.
When does the
played Monday, didn't he?
When does the concussion protocol come in? Is that
I don't know.
A couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming.
Because with that, the fact that now you're probably going to. Well, no, it's still going to be 9, isn't it?
No, but only another goalie.
No, but the thing about that protocol is
you've got to go off.
Even if the opposition have a concussion, you can bring a player on
at that time.
Yeah, you can have another sub if you want to make it fair.
That's mad, isn't it?
Well, not really, because it makes it fair, isn't it?
But if you have to go off because you got concussion.
Yeah, but that means if someone has the ability to bring 4 subs on and you've only got 3, just because they've banged their head. I mean, I don't mean just, but you know what I mean.
All right, fair enough. Gareth Hughes says, made up, we will be playing United low on confidence after a poor home form. Good Lord, where did that come from? That's what I mean. Imagine being Alex Yankovic, his family. When he gives you just, whatever, and he lets you know he's making his debut at Old Trafford for Southampton, and you settle down in front of the telly to watch him. And after 75 seconds, his night's over.
Yeah.
And then with a horrific challenge.
And
it leads to a 9-0 defeat. Got a feel for them there, haven't you? Mathew Flynn says, might be good that Pickford is out because of injury, sitting out after playing an alright game against Newcastle. And happy to have Olsen in goal tonight. Simon says, hello all, feeling positive about our new signing. Gives us more options onwards and upwards. Jay Fearon says Leeds won at Leicester and we've lost to the Barcodes. 2021 logic dictates we batter them tonight. I mean, that's out the season. I'm not saying that will happen to Everton. But that's how the season's gone, hasn't it? The season's been like results that you just never expected are happening, aren't they? You know, you look at like Man United last week, what a difference a week makes. That Sheffield United, though, many people might have said if they were going to win one of those games 9-0, it'd be Sheffield United, wouldn't it? And they end up getting beat at home by Sheffield United and beating Southampton 9-0. So, absolutely mad.
Incredible. Have you ever gone into a game like knowing we've been playing Liverpool? I think, you know, you ever gone in thinking this could be anything tonight? Do you know, because
it's
like
an Everton game.
Yeah, like because of the form. I think the only one I've ever thought that was when we played Liverpool with Sam Allardyce when we drew 1-1.
Oh, there.
And I genuinely believe that night could have been any score because we'd been
terrible,
but they were like beating teams in the Champions League.
They'd literally just won 7-0 the game before,
and everyone was just flying for them. And I honestly, because sometimes you just think, don't you? You think, what is going to stop this from being 7-0 today? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I know it. Do you know what I mean? It's like
what stopped their ped was a Sam Allardyce masterclass.
It was a masterclass, and it was.
And he's literally gone there with West Brom, who haven't got a result anywhere apart from Wolves and got a draw there.
You've got beat last night by Sheffield United, didn't he? But
Sheffield United are having a go now, though. They've kind of realised that they had to start rolling the sleeves.
He said last night, didn't he? He said he's not asked anymore. He's just sending them out to have a go.
Did he?
Yeah. So he's not asked. What's the point?
Yeah. So he'll be bored of it as well, isn't he? Hospital rates heading the right way now.
Well, he would. That's good. Again, I will reiterate this. It's because none of us can go out.
No, I know.
I know it's good in terms of.
Good.
I know it's good in terms of people are not dying and people are not getting sick.
Oh, but for the hospitals, it's good.
No, it's great. But I'll reiterate again what I've said loads of times. People can't take that as the message to relax because that's what happened in the summer. And that's why we're in the mess we are now. Because people think it's not going, and COVID isn't going anywhere. It'll be around probably now forever.
Okay.
We have to be vaccinated. We have to still wear masks. Even if you've been vaccinated, wear a mask because you can still give it to somebody else. You can. You can. No, listen, it might be 75%, but that means 25%. Till enough of us get vaccinated, none of us should be pissing about with it.
Okay.
Let's get us all vaccinated and then let's start going on holiday.
Okay.
Well, that's another thing, Jay, about Ryanair. Was it Ryanair? They've been slapped for doing those adverts that say, get COVID ready and go on holiday this summer. Get your vaccines and you can all go on holiday. And they've been slapped, yeah.
Wow. Eugene McGeever says King's move to Everton could be the kickstart to his career, hopefully. Robert Fuller says, can we please just win tonight? Michael Wood said, when you sat getting ready for live at 5ish and you realise it's YouTube day. Loads of crying faces, but like sad crying faces. Doesn't like the YouTube day, does he? Sophie says, evening lads, can Sigurdsson be left out of the team? Tonight we need not to stoop to his level. You really don't like Ilfie, do you, Soph? Which is fine. Ped only from Glenn. Watson says it, the Josh King sign and begs the question, Ped. Who is your favourite fictional king? Simba from The Lion King, Plough King from The Simpsons, King Joffa of Zoolander coming to America, or King from WWE? Who's your favourite out of those four?
Out of those four, probably Plough King.
Plough King, okay, from The Simpsons. All right, he's asked you, you've given the answer.
That name again is Mr. Plough. See, I can still remember the song.
Luke Sage.
But the real answer is Black Panther, King of Wakanda.
Okay. Luke Sage says, what's better vision-based content, WandaVision or Chucklevision?
WandaVision. WandaVision, amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Roger Armstrong, I am on a COVID rant, my friend. I am on a COVID rant. Nobody should take it for granted. I'm sick of people thinking that just because the rate, we're all locked inside. Of course the rates are going down. Don't take it as a reason. And and also at 6 o'clock, I will not be clapping anybody because you would not got the right.
We won't finish.
No, I know. But that load of knobheads have not got the right to weaponise a man who had to walk around his garden to raise money for the NHS. I refuse to clap to anyone. And my wife works in the NHS, thank you very much. And she refuses to clap for anyone because what she wants is a pay rise for everybody and pressure being taken off the NHS. Claps don't do anything. Don't do anything. It might give you a rash, but don't do anything else. So...
Well, last week, the Tories voted in, with that, I'm going to get off politics, I don't even like it, but they voted in a bill that still allows them to sell off the NHS.
Yeah.
And every other party voted against it, and they went,
exactly.
Still have it anyway.
And now, and also, let me just put this as well. Just put this on the table while we're here. We'll finish the politics after this, Baz.
Go on.
But also, can I ask, because the EU are saying stuff about Northern Ireland. It was the government that put Northern Ireland in the EU just so that they didn't have to. Because if they hadn't put Northern Ireland in the EU, there would be no Brexit, and so they've sold the EU Northern Ireland down the river. And what's going to happen there? All what's going to happen is more people are going to want a united Ireland, and all the weirdos are going to start the kickoffs again with like we used to have in the 80s. Okay. And that'll all be because of this so-called government with that plank who can't even comb his hair. He can't even Ned combs his hair.
Carragher's turned up. What you need.
Well,
Come on, get the likes up, and we'll stop this politics ranting.
Just because you won 9-0 doesn't mean you. I've been on the phone with Jason McAtee, and he still doesn't believe that you're a real force in the game. I've been on the phone with him. He said you're not real. You're not a real team. You're not here. You're not real. You're not like us, the Mighty Reds, who took their taste to win the league.
I thought you meant us, the Mighty Blues, when he used to follow Everton all over Europe.
I'd really love to be an Evertonian, but they don't pay me the bills. Don't pay the bills.
Everton was first in the Super Chat, says, as a current serviceman myself, I salute and stand by Captain Sir Tom Moore. Come on, you Blues. I'll answer it for you. Absolutely spot on. And Ped, we're not in any way saying anything against Captain Tom. He's
Nothing
amazing.
at all.
A fella shouldn't have had to walk 100 miles in his garden at the age of 99 to raise money for something that should be our birthright. It's the thing that makes this country
what we pay tax for.
Incredible. It's what we pay tax for. It's personally saved the lives of people close to me, and very close to me, and Ped, my mum, Ped's sister. It'll have saved the lives of I guarantee everybody who's watching this now will know someone who the NHS have helped and saved. So it should be the thing that holds us up.
I applaud
more
him.
than anything else.
I applaud him. I just won't be applaud.
Tom, outstanding.
I just won't be applauding him at 6 o'clock, but I applaud
but
him. I don't even care. No, because it's not for him.
It's action.
It's them. And I don't even care that he went on holiday for Christmas, and he really probably shouldn't have done that. But you know what? He's 100 years old. And if he wants to go on holiday, knowing what would probably happen. And he met Russ Abbott while he was on holiday.
He met Russ Abbott and
Cliff. I mean, what an atmosphere. Oh, what an atmosphere.
It's Christmas time.
Imagine, do you think he was singing that, and in the back, Russ was going, oh, what an atmosphere. I love a party. Imagine them three having a boogie off together.
Be living
so fair play to him if he wanted to do that. I mean, you know.
Right, back on. Max Redfern, no, not doing the watching on, mate, but thank you very much. Anyway, Dan Brown, it's literally writing the next Da Vinci Code series.
Da Vinci Code 2.
Yeah.
He's back.
He's back.
I don't know who it is.
This time he's pissed.
This time he's got holes in his hands. Just saying. Stigmatic.
Dan's also gone for a 4-1 Everton win. Fair play, Dan. I mean, I hope you are right. AJ,
the Da Vinci Code, let me just say, Da Vinci Code is the only book that was more cinematic than the film. You read Da Vinci Code and you felt like you were watching a film. Amazing. It was really clever.
When I read the Da Vinci Code, it was unbelievable.
I read it. The
film wasn't.
Film just paints the picture, but it's not a cinema. Yeah.
But I read Angels and Demons. I read the book with the illustrations though, so all the stuff in the Vatican and all of the places we were going to. Back about that big, but it's brilliant. Must have a comic. AJ No said, to all those on YouTube, what are you doing? Why not just like the video, subscribe, then just join us on Patreon. It's that easy, and you get even better. You get live for 5 every day. You hear it every weekday. Why not? Nice one, AJ. Nice one. Gareth Hughes says, let's hope we break the United bad luck. 6 league games versus sides versus United, and we've only beat Sheffield United. Matthew Flynn says, I'm hoping Benjamin gets a 2-week ban for hacking, to be honest. Poor Ben, he's worked hard. He's gone there, he's ready, he's been on that Peloton bike every day to get his fitness up. Just Peloton? To get number one.
On the Peloton, yeah.
Yes, just to be number one. He's done it, he's achieved it. He's achieved it, and now people are accusing him of drinking the coffee.
I need to get a Peloton because all this. I
rain.
ain't losing any weight running.
Oh my God, this rain!
I think I've put weight on.
Muscle, mate.
I put weight on by when I'm having little jellies before I go out.
Muscle, you're building.
I mean, you say that.
You're building muscle. Come on, stay positive. Gone past that. Where am I? Keith Powell says, when I used to go to Ellen...
How do you know? How much running have you done?
7 stone wet through.
It's in my athletic shape.
Yeah.
I don't get this for sleep.
I'm not being funny. The only shape you've got is the shape of your hair, which reminds me...
I literally thought you were going to say the shape of you then. That would have been amazing.
Which essentially reminds me of a 15th century soldier.
I reckon Baldrick's hair was modelled on you, mate. Or you were modelled on Baldrick in Blackadder 2.
Isn't he in that Valhalla game you're playing?
He certainly is in Valhalla that I'm playing.
Am I a Viking?
You're a Viking.
Well, there you go.
Keith Powell said when he used to go to Ellen Road in the late 60s, 70s, it was one of the most intimidating places in the league to visit. Hated it. Most times you got very little from it. Please, we're going there with no fans. You got no fans? Stand a better chance. Come on, you Blues. Big T is in the comments. Kevin Rex.
Big T.
Even in Baz and Ped, loving my Patreon membership so much. Beats listening to TalkSport like I used to before.
No one should listen to TalkSport.
Is right, Big T.
Anyway.
Well, he's all right. He's not now.
Apart from TalkSport, Terry, of course.
TalkSport Terry's not.
Doesn't listen to it, just goes on.
Yeah. Just watched the Tuesday Topic. Great show, which has made me a lot more positive about the future and made me look at the transfer deadline deals in a lot more positive light. Anyone watching on YouTube, thinking about joining Toffee TV, get joined up right now. No more listening to biased and annoying TalkSport radio presenters. Keep up the great work, lads. Got a member for life. Nice one, Big T. Russell Smith said that you're doing a what's on. Be great if you were. No, mate. No. TalkSport Terry's in the comments, is right. Big Tez, even on the lads, just off the back of something you said on the Wednesday topic.
What's the Tuesday topic?
Yes, Terry. Yes.
It was just delayed.
Is the answer, yes. James White said, if you had a straight swap for Richie for any other player in the Premier League, who would it be?
Bruno Fernandes.
Would he play in that role?
Yeah, he could play anyway.
Sadio Mane would be mine. Dick L says, tough day at work, although Bruno Fernandes is brilliant. Oh, Jack Grealish though plays off the left. Ooh. Tough day at work, had quite a bit of stick from the red. Dick L always gets stick off the Reds, don't he? You need
Is there anyone Dick L does not get stick off?
I don't know. He's feeling tired and fed up.
Is he allowed to watch the match?
I don't know, I'll tell you now. Could really do without Everton losing tonight. I don't like to be a defeatist, but I'll be shocked if we don't lose tonight. Oddly, I fancy us to beat Man United at the weekend now, just to hand the Reds a title boost.
Fair enough.
I don't know, Dick. I mean, you've got to just listen. It'll be a really tough game. Leeds run dead fast and work dead hard.
What a tactic!
That's the tactic.
They run dead fast.
Run dead fast and never stop. And we're normally against teams like this. It's definitely our kryptonite or something.
Professor Chris Whitty says, please stick to the social distancing, irrespective of whether you've had the vaccine.
Well, he will do, and especially if you only had the vaccine like a week ago.
But you gotta have it 12 days. 12 days.
Adam Conroy says, sorry, my mistake with the first comment. Meant Everton bringing in King, obviously. James Shorten says, a win tonight will put us in a good place.
It would put us in a good place.
It certainly
mentally,
would.
I think it'd put a lot of us in a good place.
Yeah, definitely. It would though, wouldn't it? If Everton were to win somehow tonight, at the way we played Saturday, you'd be saying, we're 36 points, right in the mix here still. Even, dare I say it, don't lose.
Jonathan Woodgate will be Bournemouth's caretaker manager for this weekend's game.
He joined them, didn't he, the other day?
Did he?
With the number 2, which I thought was a bit mad. Don't know. Keith Powell says, what's with the mass testing in Liverpool again because of the new variant?
It's in Southport, isn't it? They found South African here, haven't they? South African variant. My missus was telling me this morning. They found the South African variant here, so apparently they're going door to door in Southport.
Yeah, that's where it's prevalent, I believe. Josh Neerking said, do you think the knock-on effect of King signing will be an improvement in Richie's form? Lots of similarities between them and King. May be able to resharpen Richie back to his best.
Hopefully, it's a kick in the arse, isn't it? That's what you got. That's what. Look at, I know, maybe slightly different, but we've all recognised that there seems to have been an upturn in Jordan Pickford's form since Olsen came in and started playing games, hasn't it? Right? Okay, made the mistake against Leicester, but and there might just be faults in his game that you can't just correct. But the concentration levels and everything else seem to have gone up a little bit, right? That's because we brought someone in. Richie's walking around with it. Now maybe Richie might go, you know what, I might have to do a bit here, otherwise I'm not playing. That's what you need.
But the other thing as well is, if you've got someone with similar attributes on the other side of a front three, then they can't just focus taking him out the game because you leave.
We were talking about this before, weren't we, on a video we did on Patreon, and we were saying, a year ago, remember the goal we scored against Watford? Last minute, you've got Richarlison going down the left, Moise Keane going down the centre, and the eventual goal scorer, Walcott, on the far side. And if you've got all three of them. So imagine that happened tonight, last minute, and it was, you know, or it was Saturday or whatever, or whenever, and you've got King going down the right, rather than James Rodriguez, who's in the centre, or Iwobi, who never really seems to take that chance, ever. Who's to say that ball doesn't get fired across, and the same thing happens, because suddenly you've got runners. Harry Redknapp said on Monday, he said Everton, they're a good little size, but they're slow. They're too slow. We don't have anyone in midfield who breaks past. The core should be that player. But while there's no Allen and while there's no real balance, the full-backs aren't going because of the way we're playing. So no one's... Sigurdsson runs like he's wearing concrete boots. Gomez... You know, we don't have midfielders who run. So what does that leave? It leaves Dom isolated, back to goal. What's he going to do? Imagine like the one on Saturday there, does the little back heel, and there's your man King coming on the end of it. So,
Mathew Renton's gone 3-1 Everton. Joel Harrison has gone 2-1 Everton. Saberio numero uno's gone BB King is the best King.
That's fair enough.
Phil Young says, get the likes up, people. Come on, you Blues. Everton was first, says, me and my friend are watching the match on our RAF camp. He's a Leeds fan, so this could be interesting. Good luck, mate. Good luck.
I couldn't do that.
It's sad. They are a good side, so
I just couldn't watch the game
invest, can you? You can't relax because you think...
It's that idea of having someone next to you who's going to give you loads of stick.
Lose,
you know, who wants you to lose, who wants to laugh at you. I couldn't cope with that. It's why I could never be married to someone who's a red. I honestly don't know how people do it. I honestly have no idea how they do it. Because I'd want to burn the house down every derby day.
Especially if they give it to you.
Yeah.
God, yeah. David Sullivan says, I'd really like to see Godfrey as a defensive midfielder for this game. He could do with his athleticism in the middle. That's one of the things I thought. And I think on the starting 11, I think I had Godfrey at right back and Holgate in midfield. But I just feel like they're so mobile that we should really try to match them up a little bit tonight.
If we start off tonight, I think, with the idea that we're not going to concede,
then we've
got a better chance of winning than if we start off by thinking we're going to win like we did on Saturday. Our best form of attack is defence.
It is, definitely. Jack Welsh, hi lads, is Josh King available to play? Listen, he's eligible. Whether Everton include him, I don't know, but he is eligible to play. He had to be signed by 7:30 last night, and he was signed on Monday night. So he's eligible. Whether he plays, who knows? Yeah. Everton, Florida says 2-0 Leeds tonight. Not confident at all. Fine, that's fine.
If you think Leeds are going to win, don't put it in the comments. Just stay away from it.
John Lavelle says, just please, God, let it be better than the Newcastle game. It is that. Do you people in the comments, do you have the same thing as like that I have, that like within the first 5 minutes, you know whether we're going to be good or not?
Yeah.
I have that, you know, on Saturday, you know, I was like trying to be upbeat and seeing the team, and I'll be honest, when I seen the team, I was a bit like, it's not what I would have gone with, but the way we kicked off, I was like, that heavy feeling.
The thing about that is, which is interesting, is that's not even if you like, say you go a goal down. If you go a goal down and you're playing well, then you're like, we'll bounce back, but you might be playing, like, I think that's what the West Ham game and the Leeds game and the game on Saturday have got in common. It's like they didn't score till the second half, but you still had that feeling that even though it was 0-0, that they were going to, like, we weren't knocking on the door. Yeah. Here's a controversial one for you. I'll just throw this at you, see how you feel about this.
Go on.
Quavers have introduced two new flavours, prawn cocktail and salt and vinegar.
Quavers have introduced them before, though.
After you?
I've had prawn cocktail Quavers in the past. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure they were Skips?
No, because the Quavers.
Skips are prawn cocktail, but they are. That's the steak. No, I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Skips are a massively underrated crisp because the way they melt in your mouth. I don't know, for some Quavers to me were always cheesy. Always cheesy. And in fact, the jar Quavers from the Aldi, where else? That's, you know, they're like the go-to when any of my nieces and nephews are having tantrums, you just literally go, get them the jar quavers, give them, and that's it, tantrum over.
Yeah,
and get on with your life. But I just
it's
don't...
interesting to have a go. I definitely had both. They must have had like that, you know, when they do.
Yeah.
We have it for like 6 weeks or something, then it goes again.
To be fair,
But you've got no... Because, listen, you're a man who's got this classic hatred of limited edition chocolate, right?
Not always.
It's a classic hatred. No, it's a classic hatred.
It's when you mix it up and you don't need to, but yeah.
Nothing.
Right.
You don't need to do a lot of things in life.
There's 650 people watching and 170 likes. That's grim.
Well, it
That's
is grim, but, you know...
Just hit the like button while you're there and
is.
subscribe while you're here.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. Don't be like
lazy.
Everton wearing at Newcastle on Saturday.
And join Patreon.
Go on.
So you've got no problem with the crisp protocol there?
Hang on. Whoa.
Come on.
I've seen
What are you
thing
wowing?
last week, like a donut that was bacon and sausage flavoured donut.
It's a very American thing, isn't it?
Disgusting.
It's a very
so
American
that kind
thing,
of stuff is grim.
Yeah, but Americans have like bacon with pancakes.
Americans have like mash
With syrup.
gravy, something else, and a scone as the
They
accompaniment.
call it a biscuit.
It's
Call it
a
a biscuit.
scone.
Get that from Popeyes.
Okay, where do you get it from? It's grim. Matthew Jervis says, does anyone know if Daniel Bryan actually supports Everton? He does, doesn't he? The rest, or he?
No, what,
I don't know whether he supports.
No, what he said
But he
was,
likes them,
our
doesn't
mate
he?
Robbie Brookside. Robbie Brookside is that's not his real name, but he's a Scouse wrestler. Season ticket holder in the main stand for years. Used to work all around the UK, and his best mate is who's his best mate? Who's the other British wrestler? Ned, come on.
William
Regal. William Regal. He's
Hey,
the best
his
mate.
son's
And when I
WWE
met
now.
William Regal before WrestleMania 17 at WrestleMania Access, I had an Everton top on. My mate walked over, I think he was dead hard, Graham, who was just messaged me saying he's fuming because he just messaged me saying Newcastle are getting a hard rock and he's fuming. Why we haven't got a hard rock? That's a different story.
Good luck.
He went over to him and said,
But I
I bet
digress.
you're a Red, aren't you? Because he was from Blackpool. And he went, oh no, I'm a Blackpool fan, but my best mate's an Evertonian. And I didn't even know who Robbie Brookside was then. And then I've met Robbie loads of times since, great fella. So Robbie had his own wrestling academy in Leicester. He settled in Leicester. His daughter's a wrestler as well. And basically WWE have got a performance centre where they train all the athletes, because it's the number one game now, WWE. They've put a wrestling centre in Florida where they train all their athletes.
That's where he lives, doesn't he?
And that's where he lives now. So when Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan came, Daniel Bryan is like basically the equivalent of like Leon Osman. He's come through the ranks. So been on loan a couple of times, went to Carlisle.
Found out what it meant.
Yeah, went to Carlisle, went to Derby a couple of times. He went WWE made him a wrestling coach essentially, and he met Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan said, when he was asked if he supported anyone, he said, I support Everton because Robbie has convinced me. And then he got interviewed by one of the lads, Big Rossi, who has a radio show on Virgin in Dubai. And he asked him, and he said, yeah, I'm an Evertonian. And because Rossi's a big Evertonian, that's where it come out that he was an Evertonian. And some other people from WWE have come out and said they're Evertonians when they were asked because of Robbie Brookside, because he's always wearing his kit, because he's the only one who really is like British and a proper football fan. So Robbie's converting them all left, right, centre. So big up Robbie. And Robbie's daughter, I think, is in NXT now. Zaya, I think her name is. Spelled XIA. And she's in it now as well. So Robbie Brookside on Twitter, he's on Twitter and stuff. Big Evertonian, and he works for WWE.
Quality.
And he brought her over a WWE Performance Centre t-shirt. And he gave it to me. You can't get them anywhere. What they give her doesn't fit me. It's too small. It's a wrestling t-shirt and it's too small. What does that say?
It's probably Hornswoggle's one that would have fitted me. Georgie Redmond says, I work on a construction site and it really gets my back up that there are workers that are exempt from wearing masks but constantly smoking. Yannick Melendez says, up the Everton match day, boys. If you were given the opportunity to mandate a single movie and a single Everton match for everyone to watch, which would you choose?
A single movie?
And a single
like an inspiration?
Must be, yeah.
And a match?
And a match, yeah.
And a match.
Single Everton match. So mandate that movie and put the Everton match in it. That would inspire everyone. What would it be? Would Wimbledon be it for this?
Wimbledon.
For like
Did you watch that video I sent yesterday? Where it does the time chart of the day of the different games.
Yeah.
You didn't know, did you?
I did.
You didn't,
because
you look really unconvinced then.
It starts off with Everton in the park end with all people.
So there's a video going around on Twitter which shows you the day every time someone scores on the league
and
table.
where the league table was.
And I remember being in the Galaxy that day and thinking that when it got to 2-2 we were staying up because everyone had said Ipswich were getting beat and we were up. So when we scored the third, we were just like, yeah, that's confirmation. Not knowing.
No, it wasn't.
No, not knowing that was the goal that kept us up. So probably the Wimbledon game, either that or the Watford game, we beat them 3-2. Nias making the...
Just for Nias.
Nias doing the comeback. And the film for inspiration would be Space Jam. Of course, be Space Jam, wouldn't it? Beating the inspirational film. Rudy. Oh, come on, Rudy. You've never seen Rudy, have you?
No.
You've never seen Rudy, have you? Rudy is the lad who's... It's Dingo, Samwise Ganji. Sean Dingo. It's a true story. It is a true story about this fella who's like 4 foot nothing. No, not like Ned. No, like Ned 6'2". And he wants to go to Notre Dame, which is the big Irish school in America, university. And he works hard and he gets to go. And then when he gets there, he's like, I want to play for the football team. And he gets on the football team practice squad because basically he'll let everyone just smash him in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And everyone loves him because he's like, he gives 155% in training. And it's like, someone goes in on him in training and doesn't give what he gives and he kicks off. And all the fellas are like that, yeah, not bad to the other fella. Like, if he gives it, you give it. Yeah. That's what he's here for. And then there's this thing where everyone's going, why don't you play Rudy? And the coach is like, behave yourself. And then the coach finally goes, yeah, I'll let you play last game. Last game, I'll let you play. And then he gets a job then for an NFL team. So that thing goes out the window. So this new coach is like, who are you? Comes in. And everyone, like, the day before, everyone comes in going, I'm not playing if Rudy doesn't get 5 minutes at the end.
Okay.
Which isn't apparently true. But, you know, and it's boss. Okay. And John Favreau's in it. John Favreau's his best mate in it. John Favreau is the king of cinema, by the way.
The king of directors.
He's the king of cinema. He's revolutionised everything. Started the MCU, Mandalorian, made the Lion King. It's the king.
Inky Squid 40 was signed in time to appear tonight, whether they do or not. Joshua Creedy says, do you lads want Moise Keane to come back after his loan, or would you sell if an offer came in?
I'd sell if it was over 30 million. Definitely sell if it was over 30 million. Whether we do now because of the new management at PSG, he's getting less games. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, Joe Blakemore on the Super Chat says, shout out to Edward. Hello, Edward. And a shout out to Ped Socks. What are they?
Classic Wolverine. Classic X-Men Wolverine socks.
All right.
Classic, mate.
Classic.
Stance socks, these as well. Stance are the best socks you can get. I've mentioned them before. They're the best socks you can get. I've actually still got a pair in the packet from Christmas. The green army men from Toy Story socks.
There you go.
Just saying. And why are you pulling out your sock? But no one can see it, and no one cares.
Got Batman socks on, Ned. Leeds, listen. Leeds tonight. Yeah. Obviously, they win. They go a point behind Everton. Yeah. Everton still.
Well, that's what's happened in the last week, hasn't it? The teams above us haven't really been winning, apart from like the big three: Man United, Man City, and Liverpool. It's the teams behind us. They've all started winning, and they've closed that gap. So I think what we're in now, 8th.
We're in 9th.
Ninth. So if we have a couple of poor games,
8th, sorry. Yeah.
So if we have a couple of poor games in the next few, and those teams continue to win, it's getting very bunched up. Yeah. Whereas we were away from them a couple of weeks ago. So, and that's what makes it doubly frustrating. The teams ahead of us aren't winning. So if we'd won the games, we'd be in the mix now.
We'd have beat Newcastle Saturday, we'd be 5th.
Yeah. It's the teams behind us who are just coming up behind us now, which means we're getting back to that situation we were in, like at the start of December. But that's the way it's going to be, isn't it? It's the way it's going to be. What that means, though, is I would suggest is that the points tally for the Champions League will probably be in the 60s. Because if everyone's beating each other, how can anyone get a real run at it? Do you know what I mean? So I would suggest the Champions League will be the 60s again. And we need 9 wins to get to 60 points.
Do you think it'll be another? Do you think it'll settle down? Remember, we kept saying it might settle down. Do you think it will now? I think just a bit more.
I think City, Liverpool, and United
will pull away.
I think those 3 will pull away.
So if Everton win the 2 games in hand, they're in the joint with Leicester on 39.
I think those 3 will pull away. Be interesting. Leicester are away to Fulham tonight, aren't they? Fulham beat them at Leicester, but
you'd expect that. Mind you, no Vardy again for Leicester.
So
kicks off in a minute. Actually, that one I think, or is that later?
No, it's 6. Isn't it?
6, isn't it? Yeah.
So I think there's going to be one. I genuinely believe there's going to be one Champions League place up for grabs. The 4th place.
Yeah.
So Leicester, Spurs, Everton at the moment, West Ham will feel like they've got a chance.
Staying there,
but then Leeds
win a few.
Couple of more beyond Arsenal, Chelsea.
Well, I'm looking there. Southampton are on 29. Crystal Palace are on 29 points now. But Everton have got 3 games in hand on Palace. But they're on 29 points, and Everton are on 33. So it's tight, and there's no sign at the minute that it's going to slow down, is it? Leeds, obviously, tonight. Leeds will be a tough game. I'm hoping, and Rodrigo's out. Rafinha went off with an injury at the end.
Bamford went off, didn't he?
And Bamford was holding his thigh as well. I'm hoping them two don't make it for tonight and the back at the weekend for them. But I'd expect 2 of them to play tonight. But it'd be a big thing if they didn't play.
But the thing about it is, though, because there is games every 3 days at the moment, same as us. I know we're in the FA Cup next week, so that's another one. But you've got to look at the big picture, haven't you? You've got to be willing to take that chance and say we're not going to play those players.
Yeah.
We have to give them a couple of days.
I'm hopeful that that's what you're saying is what Bielsa does, but then because they play all the games at 100 mile an hour, so if you have muscle injuries that were tweaked, if you were him or normally you'd go leave them till the weekend and then they'll be fit.
It's like, I suppose it's like when Iwobi and Dean missed the Sheffield Wednesday game. If they had any kind of little injury, that's why he left them out. That was a chance to leave them out. Dean, we have that with Delph as well, except he takes 5 weeks off, 6 weeks off, 8 weeks off. And obviously, the same with Gbamin as well. That injury just needs to be rested a little bit longer, another 8 months.
There you go.
You've got to be careful, and I suppose that's why tonight, the managers, Carlo Ancelotti's already said that the Mason Holgate and Ben Godfrey come in, so they'll probably come in tonight, and will Everton be?
Will Everton be will Everton go 4-4-1-1 then? So will Richarlison play on the right and Luca Dean play on the left, and then James behind Dom, and then he'll have Decore and one other in that middle?
Maybe, or he might just say, I don't know,
3-5-2.
Richarlison off the right.
That's all, that's what I'm saying.
And then you've got Iwobi coming off the bench,
and
Dean on the left.
On the bench, yeah.
He might go with that tonight. He might go. That's what worked at Wolves, didn't he? At the end of the day. Okay, the strikers were different, but the team,
the formation
was pretty much that, wasn't it? So, it is weird that we aren't starting Dean at left back when he's got the best numbers of a left back. But I still think Dean defensively is the kind of player that
they can exploit.
Because we don't have the midfield to cope
with it.
We don't have that extra man in midfield, and we won't till Alan comes back.
I just wonder if he has Dean off that left, whether that'll pin Luke Ayling back a little bit to stop him flying forward. But I doubt it, because Leeds don't care about that, do they? One thing Leeds do, they leave the door open for you. That's why, like United put 6 on them and stuff. They leave. Leicester put 4 on them at Ellen Road. They leave the door open.
We'll get chances tonight.
Yeah, it's whether we take them.
We'll get chances
tonight. But they'll
get
chances, won't they?
Yeah, of course they will.
Lynn Babington says her first husband was a Liverpool fan from Smethwick. He had the season ticket in the Cotton, would get tickets in there if they play in Everton or West Brom. Fair enough, Lynn. Mike Dunhill says, Baz, do you reckon that B-Tech Klopp wannabe Hasselhoff practices his celebrations in the mirror before a game? Very cringy him. B-Tech Klopp.
Alan Myers has just tweeted.
Has he?
He said, we were told on Monday that players had to be signed by 12 o'clock the day before the beginning of the round of games, but I hear that he might be in the squad, so I'm not so sure, to be honest.
It took him 3 hours, 4 hours. Jay says, Holgate for midfield. Jay also says, thank God Pickford is injured. I've paraphrased. Mikey Johnson says, Baz, do you think Richarlison's struggling because DCL started the season banging in goals and he's feeling the pressure? No, because I think...
I think, right, let me just say this. I think that he just can't catch up with the season.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, do you know when if players don't have proper pre-seasons, right?
Yeah.
I know he did. But do you know when players don't have proper pre-seasons, you never seem to sustain fitness. It's like the bedrock that gets you going. And I think with the month that he missed not playing, and also he may have had something else. That I think that's just, he just can't get going and get into that rhythm. And every game he's trying to strive to get that fitness, and he just can't get it going.
Yeah.
And I think we always say this. Look, remember when, like, just off the top, like, say when, like, James Beattie came in, right, and he was clearly overweight, and he clearly wasn't fit, and he never got going at all. Never. Because he just couldn't. The games were coming so thick and fast that you're not training properly. You're not getting yourself fit. You're maintaining that fitness that you've already got. Well, if he's not fit, or he's got other issues, you know, then I think that can be. I think that might be one of the problems. And then the confidence dips, and I think he also gets off the crowd. I think he also gets that thing off the crowd as well.
Yeah, definitely thrives off the crowd without a shadow of a doubt. Mikey John also says, how long do you reckon James can play at the top level? Or do you reckon a big European club will come in for him?
When you say a big European club, who though? Who is a... Name me who are a big European club, right? He ain't going back to Real Madrid, is he?
No.
He's not going to Barcelona. He's not going to Paris Saint-Germain. He's not going to Bayern Munich. So who else is a big European club out there where he could go and earn money that he can earn in the Premier League without going to another Premier League club?
What do you think he'll do? Do you think he'll do... Everton will offer him an extra year because Carlo has said he wants to keep an extra year.
I really...
Do you think he'll do the 3 years?
I hope he does the 3 years and then maybe go, say, MLS.
Yeah,
Miami.
Yeah.
Miami would be perfect, or LA. And don't get me wrong, they're trying to get away from signing those kind of players as well.
But he's still quality.
No, I know. And also for the merchandise, it's a big pull. But I honestly hope we keep him 3 years and you know, get the brand built as well.
Yeah, definitely. Where are we here? Michael says, tonight I just want to see some fight. The key is winning battles. I've seen Brendan Rodgers saying we will try not to make it a basketball match. Well, that didn't work out. Leeds should be scared of our quality. Well, maybe they should, but we will have to be more defensive tonight. There's no question about it. At the game at Goodison, don't forget we had 2 goals disallowed.
Yeah.
We also missed a lot of chances. They missed a lot of chances, and they produced that one moment of quality from Rafinha to win the game, didn't he? And we just couldn't really get going that night. But we still had opportunities. I don't think we can play as open as that because I think they will beat us if we do that. So it's going to have to be like a Leicester performance, isn't it? Just pragmatic, sit in, dig in, keep it tight, and then go from there. AJ No says, Ball Street deadline wasn't very good without news. All I went on about Liverpool signing 2 nobodies. Not as bad as Sky Sports News, though. They spent all day banging on about it. But actually, according to Sky, they're like 2 Maldinis. Sorry, Sky, we've already got them in Branthwaite and Godfrey. Dick L says, usually I find myself agreeing more with Baz, but Ped is spot on concerning the NHS and 1 division. Didn't I say before that the 99-year-old fella shouldn't have had to do walks up and down?
I think what he meant was, I don't think he was dissing... No, Baz, calm down. I don't think he was disking because we were saying the same thing. What I think he was saying was he normally disagrees with me, but this time he was agreeing with what I was saying. I think the reason he disagrees with me is because I've told him that he needs to buy George Foreman and stop living under the thumb of his missus, so he's got somewhere to slab his meat. I think that's what it is.
Richard Folk says one thing...
I'm not being funny, Dick. I didn't make up a fictional character who wears yoga pants that you were having an affair with.
Day one.
I didn't cause the
6
problems.
months ago.
The only problems I caused in this household is his missus kicked off on him, saying, why don't you go out for more runs like Ped does? So I'm the bad guy because I try and go for a run. It's terrible.
Subscribe to Patreon for the next episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Richard Folk says one thing we know tonight is we will get chances due to how open they play.
Yeah.
So if we keep it tight, we could do these. Also, anyone else fuming at James' goal in the first game against Leeds was disallowed just because of the magic of it. It was a belter goal. I mean, he was just off, but it was a hell of a goal. James White says, can we go do a GoFundMe for Michael Bay to sort out a Dick L film? I pick Michael Bay because I imagine...
A Michael Bay film?
His missus is Megatron.
His missus would just be like going explosions.
Megatron, he said.
She'd throw the George Foreman at him, it'd just go... Why do cars blow up in... Why for years did we tolerate cars just blowing up in films? Like, you know... Like, there was no logic to it, was there?
Cinematic effect, isn't it?
I know, but why did... Yeah, but then I think we all thought that. Like, did you ever think that if you ever had, like, a blowout on a motorway, like, it would flip your car over? I've had a blowout on the motorway. All that happened is I heard... Ba-bum, 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 and then I quietly pulled over.
Well, that's good. I'm sure some people do go like...
What, it flips over, though?
I don't know. This media types have got a lot of answer for. Lindsay 65 says, evening lads and fellow Blues, still the best money I spend each month. Can't wait to see our new front line, King, Ritchie and Dom. Do you think Carlo will play all three? I think he will at times. I think he definitely will at times because it'll be the pace and the counter-attack.
Fair play.
Owen Brown says, do you think Carlo's transfer target and policy of ready-made players may affect Brands' future with us, as it seems Carlo doesn't really want the players you imagine Brands once brought in to sign? Come on, you Blues, tonight, back on the horse. What do you think? Do you think that Everton, because we've targeted a different age group with the last few players we brought in, Bart and Kunku and Godfrey, that'll affect Brands at Everton?
No, because
shouldn't do, should
no,
it?
because if he's still a director of football, he'll still try and bring in young players. He still brought in Nkunku. I imagine he had a big hand in bringing in Ben Godfrey. At the end of the day, there'll be certain players out there that that will be suggested to the manager, and then it will be kicked up to that. I don't think we've got this thing that Marcel Brands is the person who goes out and scouts every single one of the players. He'll have all these people working at the club, the scouts that he's brought in, and they will kick names up to him. And it will be, if something, I think this deal we've done with King is perfect, of like, you want this player, right? Josh King. He might have people knocking on his door, he might have Carlo, he might have Big Dunk, he might have whoever going, should go and get this player will help us for 6 months. And then Marcel Brands takes that information and goes, okay, but we're not giving him a 3-year deal. We're not paying him massive wages. Yeah. If he's coming under the rules of this club. Yeah. So James Rodriguez comes for 2 years with an option of 3, our option. Decore, our option. Not your option, our option. You come here to play for Everton under our rules, not the other way around. So I'll get you the player, but he ain't coming for 3 years on £150,000, and we're not paying 5. Evertonians thought we paid £5.5 million for Josh King because we put out a tweet because his value of fantasy Premier League football was £5.5 million. Right? We didn't pay £5.5 million for Josh King.
Nowhere.
Why have I just put 10 fingers up?
Nowhere near it. Nowhere near.
6 figures. 6 figures. Right? We paid what. Right, we paid what. So that's what Marcel Brands. No, that's what Marcel's Brands' job is to do. Marcel Brands' job is, if they want to play it desperately, you can have them, but under my terms. No, we're not paying silly money. We're not giving long contracts. We're getting it down. And if you prove you can stay, and this is what Moyes used to do. You hit 30, it's a year contract.
Yeah.
Alan Stubbs found to his shame or whatever.
Detriment.
It's a detriment that
you try and push it.
You try and push it. You get it. Oh, you want a year? You're gonna get a year and a half at Sunderland or 2 years at Sunderland.
Off you go. Yeah.
Go then. He was back in 6 months. Don't forget. Probably on reduced terms.
Yeah. Well reduced.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well reduced.
Moyes used to say a year. Do well, you can have another year. Do well, you can have another year. I'll play you. Do well, you can have another year. None of this. Oh, you're getting a 2 year, 3 year. No. That's all finished in football now. Players who get to 28 and 29 aren't getting massive deals anymore. It's just not happening. When you're 23 and 24, they'll start.
Some clubs will do it.
I think it'll become less and less.
Oh, well, Fulham offered King 3.5 years on big money.
They'll have learned though. They'll get less and less.
We'll see, yeah. Hernan Felipe Rodriguez says, hello, greetings from Colombia, up to Toffee. Greetings to you, mate. Cameron McCure Murray says, we got an incredible deal for Josh King. We did. We certainly did. Dick L says, pesky Leeds with their underhand running tactics. James Shorten. Yes, we do, James. Keith Powell says, do you know I even fly quavers over here in my box of essentials every 3 months?
Who's that, Keith?
Keith. Over to Amsterdam. James, that's why you pay you.
You'll need
That's why you're a patron, mate.
You'll need a medical certificate for that soon, Keith.
Alfie Boy says, Gabam and injuries, Delph, and annoying the fans, Pickford and throwing them in. Can you name more Everton player weaknesses? Just a general kryptonite weakness of when we're doing all right, we turn in a Newcastle type performance. You know, West Ham at home, New Year's Day, I was thinking, just get this, just got a great win at Sheffield United, let's beat these 3-0 and we'll be flying. And
isn't that what makes...
It was awful. It's what makes good sides.
Isn't that what makes good sides, though?
Being able to do
that. They don't... All good sides go on long runs after they've been beaten. That's what makes a good side. They get beat, and then they go and win the next 3 or 4. Yeah. That's what makes a good side. That's where now the likes of City and Liverpool, United got beat by Sheffield United and then drew 0-0 with Arsenal and went and beat Southampton 9-0. And I can't imagine. I think they'll start turning the screw now. You get to a stage of the season where proper clubs who challenge every year go, like, we've done all the messing about now. This is where
settle down.
This is where we settle down now. This is where
you've got to say, as much as it pains me to say, you've got to say Leicester as well, though. Yeah. Leicester have been doing that for a couple of years now. So, you know, I'm not saying he definitely will, but they'll still be getting points. They'll be winning games. No doubt about it. And Everton have just got to swing on the coattails and stay as close to them as they can. AJ No says, what's the best crisp from flavour for me? Not sure about what kind of crisp, but prawn cocktail is the best.
See, I used to love Brannigan's beef and mustard. That used to be my go-to.
That your go-to?
Pack lunch go-to.
You've gone pack lunch.
Here's a question for you. Pack lunch or hot dinners?
Pack lunch.
Wasn't there some days, though, in school that you really wanted that hot dinner?
Oh, my God. Well,
you get that smell.
The smell.
You get that smell at 11:30.
Oh, that's all
when
right.
you were in school and you were like...
Got the sandwich.
And then you were like...
It was other days, it was rubbish, though, and you'd just go, no, swear it. Lions, he says, 65, says, what do you think of Jack Harrison? I think he could do a job for us. The wife walked in yesterday with salt and vinegar and prawn flavoured cocktails. It's a travesty, cheese, quavers or none. Jack Harrison's a good player. I've watched him since he was at New York City. He's got a nice left foot.
Great
He's
story.
Done really well, but I don't know if Everton are trying to go where they want to go. Then I think we should be...
He's still on loan, isn't he?
But he's only young. Yeah, he's only
still loan, isn't he?
He's only young now. He's a good player, nice left foot. Good player. Adam Conroy said, Ped, speaking of WWE, have you watched or listened to the Joe Rogan podcast with the guy who was The Undertaker? Very interesting.
The guy who was The Undertaker?
Well, The Undertaker.
Mark Dingo. No, I've watched it. To be honest, I think that Rogan's a bit of a myth, honestly. I honestly think he's a bit of a... I don't understand why everyone thinks he's amazing. 1 minute, he's always flipping political stuff. And all kind. He just, for me, talks wham. I watched Stone Cold interview with him, and now that's good. And I'll tell you why that's good, because Stone Cold can relate to what he says, because Stone Cold was a wrestler himself, of course. And and I don't like The Undertaker. I think his political views are horrendous, and I can't abide people who I can't see through that kind of stuff, because I just think if you're a terrible human being, I don't care what you've done.
Right.
No, Jen. No. But why'd you always go? It doesn't matter. Because I don't care about upsetting people, Baz.
I'm not saying you're upsetting people.
You care about upsetting people. That's why you send out terrible tweets. And that's a really good interview. There you go. Because they understand each other.
Joe Blakemore on the super chat. Nice one, Joe, has said pack lunch. He's gone for pack lunch over hot dinner.
Fair enough. But isn't it weird?
There will have been the odd day, though, Joe. I bet you when it was freezing in the winter, you'd have gone.
Yeah, you'd been playing out at dinner time, and the ball had hit you on the side of the leg or the face, and you would just...
Why have the shorts on? Because you have to wear shorts now, you're all right, but you get that imprint of the ball on your leg in the winter.
A Wembley.
Wembley trophy.
Wembley.
You could see
Why is it that you can... Like, we are obviously men who've been grown-ups longer than we were in school, but why is it you can still... remember the smell so clearly of hot dinners?
Because it's what smells do is the
no, I know but it's weird that isn't it?
Like in your brain, it takes you back, doesn't it? It takes you right back today. I still do with Goodison in the Bullen.
Of course, manure.
It's cigars for me. I smell a cigar because when I started going to Matt, and we'd been in low Bullens with my dad when I was a kid. Yeah, the fellas would just be smoking in a wooden stand.
No wonder.
Would just be smoking cigars, and it's that smell. I told you, Zoom, Fat Larry's band. As a kid, just reminds me of Everton warming up. And Dion Warwick, why do you have to be a heartbreaker? The minute I hear them songs, right, I am a kid in the low Bullens with my dad watching Adrian Heath warming Neville Southall up before a game and loving it, being just like amazed.
Everybody wants to rule the world. Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears, yeah. 85.
What else? And the other thing is, no wonder Bill thought the Bullens was going to fail a safety inspection if there's people with cigars in there.
There you go. Ryan
I found the brochure the other day, by the way. Going through loads of stuff in our house, and I found the brochure for Destination Kirby.
Oh, God. Remember, it showed the Bullens toilets. If you have a look at it, shows the lower Bullens toilets and goes, in Kirby, we'll have new toilets that won't be like this. That's literally what it says. Ryan Elliott says a wrestler called Fandango's a blue. Think he's in NXT.
No, Fandango. You remember this story. So what happened?
He did have an Everton shirt.
But what happened with Fandango? It was amazing, right? So,
Man City winning 1-0.
A few years ago, it was about 8 years ago. This wrestler come in called Fandango, right? And he come into WrestleMania. And he had this gimmick of, he was like a ballroom dancer, and he had this amazing theme song, right? So, he had this boss theme song, and what happened was after because loads of Brits go over to WrestleMania, the day after at Raw, it's full of like Brits, it's like a footy game, and WWF or WWE got onto it, and they're always talking about it, they're always saying it's like a footy match, because all the chants are like footy songs, and when this wrestler came in, all the Brits were like singing this Fandango song, because it was just instrumental, they were like, and I can't remember what it is, but then people started ringing up Pete Price, right, saying about Fandango, and talking about, and then just suddenly playing this theme song, and we played it on KCC, we played it on KCC, and then it got back to Fandango, and when WWE come to Liverpool, Everton invite him to go to Goodison, and they give him an Everton shirt, and he turned up on one of the shows, because all these Evertonians, I think Warren was a big thing for it, because he's a big wrestler, and all these Evertonians got on it, and Fandango started wearing this Everton shirt. It was amazing. It was a proper thing of like social media.
Moments.
It was but it was a proper thing of like social media doing something boss.
Like Spirit of the Blues.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was so good.
Dov Kaufman says, what impact can Gabaman have? I feel like he may be the key to unlock a more creative, adventurous Alan. I think if we could get him fit, or a player in his mould, would help the Corey and Alan get around the pitch. Because Alan likes to get on the ball, doesn't he? I know he likes to press and harry, and I think if someone sitting would allow him to go and do that a little bit more with the Corey. I don't think he really likes. We'll get a royalty thing. Okay.
He always wears cloth pants as well, doesn't he?
So everyone was going.
I remember.
There you go. It's amazing, Fandango.
Julie Keir says, beef and mustard Brannigan's, man after my own heart. Gene Ello says, what do you lads think of Pereira from West Brom? He scored a free kick against us, didn't he, in the 5-2 outside the box. Yeah, he's a good player. Lively. Him and, what's his name? Diagne, the other kid, is it? Diane Garner, even.
Diane Garner? Isn't that the alley in Harry
Potter?
Diagne Alley!
It's him, isn't it? Diagne or something. The one he got from West Ham.
Winger who came from West Ham.
He scored against us that day. They were both very lively for West Brom. They were good players.
Very lively.
Roy Hamilton says, you think Brands will sign a new contract? I don't know. I mean, I think he wants to. But I don't know whether he will, to be honest. But I think he wants to, and therefore it's up to Everton, isn't it? It's up to Everton. Mike Donald says, Baz, what's the latest on Brand's contract? We can't have Mashiri in charge of transfer if he goes. But Ruben the club. I think if Everton... Listen, Marcel Brand has made mistakes. There's no question about it. Just in terms... I think he's bought some good players, but he hasn't been perfect by any stretch. And I'm still not convinced he's brought us all the kind of players that we need in terms of athleticism, the profile of players. But he's also having to deal with, million players that he had to deal with when he come in. He's done about 80 deals, I think, since he come in, getting them out. And I think, really, he's getting all of the likes of the academy in line, and he's changed the scouting network. And so I guess if he walked out this summer, it would feel like it's unfinished. And then what would we do though? Do we get then someone else to do the job?
I feel I'll ask on him as well, because I feel like he spent 3 years and his job was like the board, like the admin, just getting people out the club. He wants to do the fun bit of getting people in, being there on the deadline day with the pictures, you know. I mean, you know, didn't help that he said I'd look after your son to Moise Keane's mum. But, you know, it's... we'll look after his son to Paris.
He's tried to, hasn't he?
No, it's I'd like him to stay, because I tell you why, and this, people might disagree, and that's fine. I want stability for a few years at Everton. I want a manager. I want a board. I want a director of football. I want the academy to be run the way it's supposed to be run. I want players staying, good players staying, and I want some stability at the football club, because ultimately that's the only thing that'll get us success. We're not like Chelsea. Whereas, I mean, the irony of Chelsea is Chelsea have got all that stability and then they just change the manager. I want all that stability for 4 or 5 years. Get the stadium sorted and get that stability going forward so we look like a proper club. None of this nonsense of changing and changing and changing. Please, it's too tiring. It's just far too tiring when you don't know what... You're changing players and then you're changing managers and then you have to change players because you've changed... Oh, no. Please just keep some continuity for a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Mitchell Bolton says, boom, just one touch and then my heart went. Zoom, rather, just one touch and then my heart went.
Just a day away. There you go. Ned, learn that one. Ned, you should learn all the classic Everton 80s songs that he used to play at Goodison and do a set. Because you'll need to when we do our special... night.
I'd like to know where I can get the lyrics for the Everton version of The Farm.
Where you can get the lyrics. I mean, literally, if we'll just ring Keith, the fella who sung it.
The actual lyrics. They're the Farm's lyrics, but there was an Everton version, wasn't there?
No.
Yeah, my dad always sings All Together Now.
All Together Now. It was the FA Cup 95 song.
Oh, there you go.
Win the cup again.
What?
Everton.
Yeah,
I'll just ring Keith for you.
Keith sung it. Keith Mullen. He's been on the show loads of times. He sung the song.
Yeah,
they're all ready.
No, what's a pity is at the moment,
just message him.
We can't get Keith in because he's at Lipper. Keith, he's elected at Lipper.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And he'd be sound.
Keith sung the song because Peter Hooton...
He played guitar, didn't he, Keith?
But he sung it.
Did he?
Because Peter Hooton's a big red. And he's there in normal sing, so Keith sung it. So if you want the lyrics, I could literally just message Keith and get you the lyrics so you can learn it. Or what you could do, and this might just be, I mean, I'm just thinking of this mad thing off the top of my head, just listen to the song.
True, but...
But what?
I'll listen to Spirit of Blues to learn the lyrics, and I think I got one of the words wrong, and then everyone jumped on it.
Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about it. Just listen to the words. Just listen. Don't worry about it.
Break it down.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Renzi said, listen to that song, Fat Larry's boss, mate. Fat Larry's band, that's a boss song. Mikey John says, Aaron's looks good, but that James just done has look quality this season. He has, but I don't think Leicester would let him go. But he is quality, James, and he can play right and left. He played left back against us last week.
Certainly wouldn't let him go to us.
No, he's a good player though. He's a good player. Anthony Young says, all right lads, you think Alan and Josh King will be fit for United? Well, King will. And I don't know, because the managers, I know Carlo's
Commandment's back in 2 weeks, isn't he?
The Alan, he said, would start training this week. I don't know whether he has properly
Do you know what's mad? Right?
Do you know what's mad? If he was back.
Do you know what's mad?
Yeah.
It took me 4 seconds to get the lyrics for All Together Now, the Everton version.
And Ned said he doesn't.
It took me 4 seconds. I literally went on Google. There's a thing called Google, right? And I literally put in All Together Now lyrics Everton, and the lyrics are there. Not that I need to know the lyrics, but they're there for you, mate. Everton's going to win the cup. Big Dave is going to lift it up. Let's go. All together now for Everton. Remember, folks, back in '66, we won the cup with
Catterick.
Kennel's boys in '84 now.
Joe Royal.
Big Joe Royal is coming back for a while. All together now for Everton. The spirit's stronger in the Blues today. Going to play the
Everton way. I'm sorry.
Yes. Golden Vision, Dixie Dean, School of Science by Father Grace's team. We'll win the cup again. Everton in the Hall of Fame. Glory days are here to stay. Not true. Joe Blue Army are coming down Wembley Way. There are the lyrics like that.
All I will say to you is, get the crown, put it on the head.
I can't. We're staying live till our 6.
I can't wait till 6:30.
I can't wait for Josh King to be confirmed.
Imagine tweeting us nonsense and having to hide your face. If I had tweeted anything to us, I would delete my Twitter account.
That's
Clowns.
fair enough. Keep the comments coming.
Apparently, Nick Pope dropped the goal.
Just seeing it. I'm not bothered.
Pope's good though, isn't he?
Pope. All goalkeepers will make mistakes.
I do like Nick Pope. I'm not saying he's amazing by any stage. He's not very good with his feet. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Keep the comments coming. Come on,
I'm coming. I'm refreshing.
There's dead air.
I'm refreshing. You can talk. I'm refreshing. You don't shut up normally.
Before you told me to shut up.
I know, because you're just going on and on.
Mike Barrett, send me something about OBS Ninja. Send me something over.
Georgie Redden says, did you lads see AVB resigning in a press conference?
Yeah, it's funny because the joke is that Celtic won't sack their own manager, but they got the Marseille manager sacked. Resigned, didn't he? Because they bought a player. Is it Nicham from
Oliver Nicham? Yeah,
they bought him, and he said he didn't want him. So he offered his resignation in a press conference, and they accepted it. And he's gone. But apparently he wanted out anyway. But
okay.
But
well, that's just give him the thing, didn't he? Ian Connolly said he's a bit worried about today. I think we've really struggled against teams that press this season. Yannick Melendez says, you think Iwobi will have more of an opportunity to play as the 10 with Josh King in the mix now, given that Hammers won't play every game and is often subbed out?
I think Iwobi has got himself into the mix, hasn't he, of a player that the manager clearly likes.
Yeah.
Manager likes him, and therefore I think he will be involved. And let's see what happens. But he's definitely in the mix, and the manager definitely likes him. But sometimes it's just that thing, isn't it, of...
James Shorting says, would you take a point tonight? Massive game, but I'm not confident. But we do need the 3.
I don't know. Listen, I don't like being that person who goes, yeah, I'll take a point. What if we play absolutely amazing and we get a point? Then you'd be disappointed. I'll take a point if we've been absolutely terrible. And
if we're 2-0 down and we come back, and I'll take a point.
Keep adding, innit? Just keep adding to it. AJ No says, is Gabama a myth, like big foot Loch Ness monster and etc.?
People the big-footed Loch Ness monster?
No, the big foot and the Loch Ness monster, because there's no comma.
Okay.
People only ever see his shadow, pictures or silhouettes through bushes. Richard Parr says, those Brannigans, roast beef and mustard were like Jeff Capes of crisps, strong as anything. Keith Powell says, 100% agree regarding the finances, lads, and this is what we have to understand. So EFC fans find more patience to encourage the journey we're on. It's only a year since Carlo came aboard. Brands is doing his thing, and we are seeing the light. Keep the faith. Just need some faith on the pitch. We do. Michael Wood said, Brand's plan is to keep the squad in a natural cycle. The recent transfers are making the current squad a higher level now, and Brands will buy players who'll be in line to replace the current ones. That's how it should work, shouldn't it, really? AJ No says, what's the best Madonna song?
What? Yeah, Live to Tell. Someone who asked me, they say.
That's a good song, Live to Tell.
Live to Tell's a good song. In Vogue's a good song.
I like Madonna's got some best.
I think it was a good song.
Name the film Live to Tell's out of.
I don't know what it's called. It's some nonsense film with Christopher Walken and Penn is in it as well.
At close range.
There you go. But no one's ever watched it.
She's not the greatest. She's not the greatest actress, is she, Madonna?
No, but she had a go. The songs that are in Desperately Seeking Susan are amazing. Dick Tracy's is all right.
The film's not great, though.
No, it's not a very good film. Dick Tracy's she's good in that because it's quite a cartoony film.
She's in a thingy as well with...
She's in the one with the candles.
Yeah, the candles.
The candle gets knocked over, doesn't it? And it spills
William
all
Dafoe,
over it.
Yeah.
You know what she's good in? And I love this film, A League of Their Own.
Yeah, because she's not... Yeah.
Because she's just playing it. She doesn't have to act.
No.
But I love that film about female baseball players made in 1992. She had a song in it as well. It was called This Used to Be Our Playground. There you go.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. It's a boss film. I love it.
It's on Sky.
It's one of those films where it's just like something. It's like a classic Sunday afternoon film.
Has it? You'll see in 11 minutes, mate. He is available. Hayden Evans-Wood says, for the sake of Gbamin, I can't wait to see him on the pitch, just for him. It'll be amazing. The relief of all that time. I really hope he can get back and have that moment for himself. Yeah, we all want that. We all want him back, definitely.
Brian Brooby will leave Ajax this summer.
Who will?
Brian Brooby, is it? Broby? But that's Ajax tweet. Ajax have tweeted that, and it just says Overmars. We've done everything we could to keep him at Ajax. So he's obviously on his end of his contract, isn't he?
He hasn't he?
Interesting though.
Interesting, very interesting.
Piv's on the fence about him.
Is he? Yeah. Well, Piv,
Leicester are winning 1-0.
Are they?
Yeah.
No, innit?
Iniacho.
Is he? Fulham are weird, aren't they? They've had some good results, but don't seem to be able to string a run
That puts
together.
Leicester up to third.
Yeah.
At the moment.
That's all we need there. Got to worry
Be
about
interesting
that.
if they win tonight, and let's say Liverpool win. The gap between 5th place, which is currently West Ham, that'll be 7 points then. Yeah, so they are starting to make a little bit of a move. Yeah. That's where we've got to be that's where we've got to start winning games.
Like they're going away and winning. We've got to do the same. It'd be difficult, but we've got to.
We're only playing a promoted team.
Sean Grant says got to win these games. He's absolutely right. If we want to stay in the mix, we've got to. Ginello said, got to win these games if we want Europe, said Sean. He's absolutely right. Ginello said, would love Dom to get back on the score sheet today. Yeah. Most definitely. Michael Winstanley says, when will we sell Mina? Because what's his contract length?
2 years.
Well, Mina's been excellent this season.
But the decision will have to be made, won't it?
Yeah. Oh, he's only got 2 years left, and that's where you can't really let a player go less than that now if you're trying to get premium for him, can you? So, I don't know.
Man City have had 78% possession so far.
It's only 1-0.
So you know what's coming next. Well, they've only had one. They've only had
Ashley Barnes.
They only had 2 shots on target, so you know what's coming.
Who's got the possession in the Leicester Fulham game? Because that'll be interesting.
I'll tell you right now, using this fandangled app.
Alan Myers has tweeted, just being told that Josh King is available for tonight's game against Leeds. Our information this week was different.
61% to Leicester.
Interesting. I suppose with Vardy, though, they play differently, don't they?
Yeah.
It's so Iniato's in, they're having to play a different way.
And who set him up?
Good old James.
Madison,
your
bestie.
Mikey John says, go and have a look at that Gravenbach in Holland now before someone goes and gets him. Great window, get rid of the hyenas. Brand spoke about him last week, didn't he? And said he doesn't think...
What's his name?
Ryan Gravenbach.
Oh, I've got a boss song for him as well. I want Gravenbach. Yeah! Okay, maybe not.
Okay. Lynn Babington says Madonna was good in Evita.
Do you know what, Lynn? I've never seen Evita, and that's fit, but the songs are amazing. So fair enough.
And Curtis O'Hare says Desperately Seeking Susan.
It's not a very good film, but the music in it is Into the Groove is brilliant.
Oh, it's a belter.
It's brilliant.
It's a belter.
Who's That Girl's crap?
Yeah,
and I can't look past Griffin Dunn's in it. And if people don't know, Griffin Dunn was in American Werewolf in London. You ever seen American Werewolf in London, Ned?
And American Werewolf in Paris.
That's terrible.
Amazing.
That's terrible.
But it's so bad that it's
American
funny.
Werewolf in London is so scary apart. When those like weird mutant Nazis come into the house and start, like when he's having the dreams.
Kill his family.
The dreams are horrible. And I remember watching that when I was like 6 and never felt anything. And I remember watching it like when I was like 20 and being terrified. Like the scene when he's sitting there and he transforms first of all, and he's sitting there and he just goes, "Aah!" And it's like
it's from the one where he looks at his hand and his hand just goes.
But it goes from like 0 to 60 in 2 minutes, and then he goes into it's the scenes where you can't see him in the tube, and you just see the fella looking, or you can hear his growling. It's like Jaws. You've seen it, haven't you?
What's it called?
American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah.
You don't see the monster till like,
see it,
and then there's a bit where he comes out of the tunnel. And he goes onto the street, and a bus swerves, and it's a bike. It's a fella on a bike, and you see the fella's head come off, and it's like, why?
You see the tyre go over his head, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible. And then at the end, he just gets shot, and he goes. And then it goes bang, bada, bang, ba ding, dong, ding, ba ding, ba ding, ding, blue moon, blue. It's mad, Phil.
What was the pub called?
Slaughtered Lamb.
Yeah, correct.
AJ notices.
That's what you were named after.
Yeah.
Your mum and dad wanted to call you Slaughtered.
I am a slaughtered lamb.
We all know that it's getting to the groove when it goes, when I'm dancing and feel it's free.
Yeah.
He also said, could Ned do any 80s songs justice, or are they simply too good?
I think we're going to challenge him. But I remember also being a kid. My sister had this little 7-inch record player with like disco lights, and I remember many a day just hearing blaring out of it. My sister's only 2 years older than me. So in the mid-80s, all I could hear is, like a virgin. No, didn't mean anything though. Yeah, but you think about the lyrics.
No, but there's loads that you sang, and you just sing along.
No, I know.
Now when you think back, you go,
oh, mate. I remember...
I was fully on Frankie. Relax, don't do it when you want to come to it. All over it. No, not Frankie.
I remember going to...
Sledge.
This will shock so many people, right? I remember going to a Nicki Minaj concert, right? I know. I'm down.
And I can't.
Right. Now, anyone who's ever listened to her albums...
Oh, she's scandalous.
Oh, my God. There's a song about peeing on each other, but she uses... and going to the toilets on each other, right? But I remember going to see it in the Echo, and because she'd had a few songs out that were... the lyrics were PG.
Yeah.
There was people, honestly, loads of people with little girls, and she did not hold back. God. But she was actually going to, it's great to see so many little girls in the crowd. And then she was still going full F-bombs, left, right, and centre. I'd do this to you, I'd do that to you, I'd do the other to you. And I was sitting there literally with my jaw on the floor, just by the outfits. And this little kids, and the kids are like, and I was just like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Didn't work. Michael Wood said that sell meaner in the summer if his form is still going well. Good age to sell for a peak value, and we already have enough in place at centre back. More money for purchases. Well, that'll be Michael. That will be the decision that we have to make, won't it? It'll be the absolute decision we have to make. So these are blade.
I told you.
Who cares?
Block them, blade. Yeah, so...
Don't block him, because I want to see the funniness in 5 minutes.
He's already backtracking because he's an absolute...
like a virgin. Oh, on the bench for the very first time.
Brian Peterson-Hines said, Nicky, my badge.
I mean, you've gone there, Baz. I mean, it's only 6:25.
I know, but that's it. Phil Young says, DCL firing them in tonight, 2-0.
Let's hope so. Let us hope so.
Alexander Leon says we win today. I hope you're right.
I'm feeling good about it.
Ooh. You're feeling good about Leeds?
Yeah.
Well, that's an hour to feel good.
5 minutes in.
Keep reading and stop tweeting.
I'm refreshing.
Okay.
I can only read with a refresh, can't I? AJ No's main question is Madonna better than Wham?
Wham are a tremendous band. Don't care what. Again, sister, listening to all the songs. It was like you just got all. But the music, brilliant. And Father Figure is incredible song. And what's the other one? The song that I like, you know it. I can't remember it.
Which one?
There's another
Papa
one.
Don't Preach.
No, Wham.
Oh, Wham.
Was Father Figure Wham or was it George?
Father Figure was just George.
It's as same.
Living Without Prejudice, that's off.
What's the other one, the Wham song, which is like where he's got like the designer stubble?
Edge of Heaven.
No, and it's got the lyric.
Oh, Where Do You Heart?
No.
Not that one.
No, what is it? Hang on.
Edge of Heaven was his last one with the leather jacket, Tim and Ridgely bigging it up in 80s.
Club Tropicana is my favourite one.
Everything She Wants.
Oh, Everything She Wants
is learn.
What about Club Tropicana?
Yeah, but yeah, it's amazing. But if you want to get like where they go up a level, Everything She Wants is amazing. How can be good to forget him?
Belter track.
Yeah. 2 minutes till we have the deets.
Well, the team will be there, won't we?
I will be your father. The video for that is superb as well, by the way. Oh, superb.
Everyone who commented is now saying they'd like to start King tonight.
I thought he wasn't eligible.
No, so what we've been told by 100 people.
I will be your father.
Paul Callow says the scene in Reservoir Dogs when they discuss Like a Virgin, absolute classic.
John Blaine has just sent a message there.
Saying what?
Saying...
Club Tropicana drinks are free. But in sunshine, there's enough for everyone.
Interesting.
Just fill the silence.
Go on, yeah, fill the silence.
Go on, Ned, do you ask some?
Go on, read some comments out, Ned.
I thought you wanted me to sing. Right, here we go. Brian Peterson. Sorry, I can't read off this screen. It's word tiny. Brian Peterson says, anyone else feeling really positive for a good result tonight?
Yeah, well, listen, the positivity seems to have gone up, but I don't know, it's a tough game, isn't it?
Do you feel with it be this? I'm not saying it's positive, but do you think it would be this positive if we didn't sign anyone on Monday? We'd be all cacking.
No, but like we said when we on Monday though, would Monday have been as negative if we hadn't just lost to Newcastle? Everything is dictated by the game. Everything's dictated by the previous result. If we hadn't signed anyone on Monday, but we'd won the last couple of games or we beat Newcastle, people would be a lot more positive.
True.
Everything comes down to how you've done in your last game. Everything. All our moods are dictated all the time by our results. Everyone's frantically refreshing.
There we go.
Everyone's frantically.
I'm doing the same.
Well, at the end of the day, does it matter?
Does what matter?
I just want to see sweet.
Well,
King
you just
on the
have to
bench.
see what's what, don't you?
Joshua King on the bench.
Joshua King's on the bench. Oh, hi, Joshua King on the bench.
Oh, hi, uneligible player in the squad.
Good, you put it on
Go on,
Instagram and
I'll
I'm
get
putting it
it
on
out.
Twitter.
Sweet.
On
You put it
Twitter.
on Twitter.
I'm putting it on Twitter.
Go on, I'll do Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good.
Josh King on the bench. The team is Olsen, Godfrey, Dean, Decore, Mina, Holgate, Andre Gomez, Sigurdsson, Captain, Awobi and Richarlison. The bench is João Virginia, Keane, Coleman, Nyako, and Konku, Delph, Davis. Sorry, my thing's going off there. James, and King and someone else. Who's the other one? Bernard.
Tom Davis. Yeah.
Looks like Godfrey right back. Holgate, Mina centre backs, Dean left back.
I think Godfrey will play centre back. I think.
Holgate right back. Yeah, it makes more sense to be honest, doesn't it?
There you go.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
There you go. Ned, read some comments out. Someone give us your comments quick on the team before we go.
I'll jump onto Patreon.
Give us your team news feels. What's their team, by the way?
I haven't seen it, yeah.
I'll read it out now. Let me get it up.
Have you got their team?
I will in about.
Yeah, I can get it.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Bamford, Harrison, Klitsch, Dallas, Phillips, Rafina, Alioski, Struick, Luke Ayling, Cooper, and Meslier.
So Rafina and Patrick Bamford, who went off injured, are both fit, of course. They're playing Liverpool, both be out. But there you go.
I never heard of that. Did that Meslier playing net against us?
Yeah, he made the save from Decore. He's good.
I thought it was
He's a
Casilla.
good keeper.
I don't remember. Interesting. No, we're up to date on Patreon.
Go on, read some
Let's
YouTube
go over
comments
to
out.
YouTube.
Read some YouTube comments.
Andrew Cunningham says Siggy and Gomez. That's a loss then.
I mean, that is
Never
a mad.
know.
It's a little bit of a mad
Never
team,
know.
isn't it?
Lloyd Roberts says at least we got names on the bench. We have indeed. We've got Josh King. Wormy Spoon says Holgate should play right back, Godfrey left centre back. Possibly, yeah. Dan Stars, Delph on the bench, indeed.
James Rodriguez on the bench.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one.
But maybe this just isn't in the kind of game for him because of the way Leeds play.
Yeah.
So
Maybe he can come off the bench.
So I'm just waiting for all the apologies on Twitter.
Seems to be a lot of tweets are getting deleted.
Yeah,
Of course,
delete.
Whoppers.
Especially people who question
Yeah.
others that are patrons. Questioning patrons.
Just seems like there might be a lot of people out there who feel like they've been,
Had off. Had off.
The stupid thing is when people do them comments as if we would tweet something that was incorrect, totally incorrect.
Well, we've not. It's not like we tweeted
He
a
was
statement or fact. We asked a question. Can we see him play tonight? Debut tonight? We've asked a question. We've not got on there and said, yeah, King's in the squad tonight, by the way. And then people start attacking us.
It's only jealous people, mate.
Bitterness.
But leave them to it. Leave them to it. It's going to be interesting anyway, isn't it? What a tough game.
Someone just tweeted, it's good to know Toffee TV no more than the Everton website. There you go. It's all good. It's all good. So what? Read that team out again to me, Ned.
Well, it was Olsen, off the top of my head. Olsen, Holgate, Godfrey, Mina, Dean was it, and then was it Doucouré, Sigurdsson, Gomez, Iwobi, Richarlison, DCL. That might be completely wrong. That was off the top of my head.
What? Hang on, I'm trying to work out the formation. Well, who's playing? Hang on, so Dean's playing left back, isn't he?
Mm.
It'll be a four.
So it's going to be Holgate and Mina playing centre defence.
Is it, or is it Godfrey? It'll
Godfrey.
be one of, yeah. Dean left back, and then midfielder's got Doucouré, Gomez, Sigurdsson.
It'll be like Chelsea with
and
Gomez
then it's got
Iwobi on the left.
And Iwobi. Be 4-3-3.
No, no.
Doucouré will be the one sitting, Gomez and Sigurdsson.
The bench actually looks quite strong, doesn't it?
For once.
When you look at it. King James, Bernard, Keane, Coleman.
James is a surprise, to be honest.
I don't know if it's a surprise, because I think he can't play every single game. And you're just going to ruin him by playing him every single game, so...
Yeah, suppose. Plus, we've got Saturday.
Got Saturday, got Tuesday, next Wednesday, got Sunday. Possibly there's a game the week after.
And then
the derby. It's a lot of games to play.
There you go. There's the team news.
There you go.
Bit of weight lifted off my shoulders now. I've been waiting for that all day.
Yeah, because you were going to get all the blame.
Honest, I put that tweet out right, and I felt bad because Ped and Baz have been getting battered on Twitter. So I've had this big pressure.
We haven't, as a collective. I haven't had one tweet saying.
Well, people are saying, "Oh, Ped and Baz are still blurts." Literally, just because you give some information.
Mate, people like that, you've got to imagine tweeting at us all day. Imagine it. Imagine being that bothered then to go, I'm still blurred. You just ignore things I don't like. I don't see anything.
Let's be positive.
Be
positive. No, keep the positivity flowing into the... You always say this. Positive vibes. Come on.
50 minutes of happiness.
Let's go and get the win.
Right, let's go and get the win. There you go. Big thanks for joining us. We just stayed till after 6 because we wanted the team confirmed. Big thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the reaction videos. I'll be live afterwards with my instant match reaction player ratings. Baz will be doing his videos as well. Check them out. We'll be live tomorrow on Patreon doing the final word. So make sure if you're on Patreon, come and join us for that. And we'll catch you later. See you later.